The London Leadership Academy's Capital People programme is about fundamentally changing the way in which we think about, deliver and experience inclusion in the NHS. We chose to kickstart this year's work by inviting NHS colleagues to be part of an Appreciative Inquiry Event. When we're presented with complex problems or solutions that make matters worse, or problems that have multiple causes, this is when appreciative inquiry comes into its own.
And it's not just about trying to do more programs, workshops, masterclasses. This is about changing the way that we think and supporting you when you're in your organisations to think about the behaviours that you see and to help support you when we want to change some of the behaviours that we see in the system.
The day began with the design team talking about their passion for this work, remembering why we joined the NHS and the impact that we make on people's lives.
So I wanted to tell you about my first day at school. I'd never seen a Wendy house before. So I walked up to the Wendy house and I tried to get in, only to be refused entry by the 5 girls in the house at the time. And they weren't letting me in. They weren't letting this little black girl in the Wendy house. And I never did get in. And that memory of being excluded has actually stuck with me all of my life. I was determined through that experience never to be excluded, never to be teased, and never to feel small ever again.
I find storytelling a really good way of actually talking about something which is really important to you and actually describing something that's had an impact on you as well. So I found the stories really, really interesting.
The first stage of appreciative inquiry, the discovery stage, connects us to the real meaning of our work and how we get through the daily obstacles that prevent us from doing our best.
So my motto for the NHS is the similarities in our differences make us unite. What we've forgotten is how to be happy, how to operate from heart, and how to be caring. So those are the things that I would like to bring back.
My perfect organisation is represented by this black rose, and it's very fragile and it's made up of a number of layers that are all working together to create this thing of beauty. And it's so easy to crush and so easy to damage, but just having it the way it is perfect.
The second phase, the dreaming phase, taps into our imagination. It requires us to remove the obstacles and imagine what's possible. This is a powerful phase where ambition suddenly is made into our reality.
And in this future, we have an NHS that has managed somehow to become a truly inclusive culture.
I envisioned a dream where I saw people that were acknowledging each other, acknowledging staff that instead of working in silos, which I see a lot of where I am, actually getting to know each other and not walking around with sometimes hunches, people carrying packages. But and the song that kept playing in my mind was What a Wonderful World. You know, people seeing each other, greeting each other, making eye contact.
It is an NHS in which everybody feels valued, no matter what their sexual orientation is, no matter what their religion is, no matter what their culture is, no matter what their nationality is, no matter what their colour is, no matter what their class is, no matter what their professional position is. People in this organisation feel valued, they feel cared for, they feel nurtured.
Very interesting, especially the dreaming one, trying to see what an NHS in the future might look like with inclusion and diversity, so that's quite interesting indeed.
Why does inclusion matter so much? Well, ask yourself, would anyone want to come to work in circumstances that destroy their self-belief and what they're able to do?
I think this person's so rude. This person speaks like she's used to speak.
We've got lots of change going on at the moment, and I want to be able to understand and hear from everyone, all sorts of people in the organisation and people who use our services.
Creating conversations that get us out of that everyday mindset means that new conversations can become part of the change. The next 2 stages are design and destiny. These are about enabling dreams to take shape. The process is energising, it's positive, it develops ownership. Suddenly it isn't about others, it's about what I can do, how I can engage, persuade, support. So the dream of creating a more inclusive NHS is not unimaginable.
And just trying to work with people and persuade them and have conversations in an open way and not necessarily always assuming the worst.
We can't just keep talking about change, we have to lead it. So I think what I'm going to do is go back to my organisation and start having conversations and bringing it right back to that. So anything that we do, got to start having the conversation. So that's what I'm going to do, is take that back.